Sometimes we wait for special moments to feel peace or happiness. We think we need to travel far, achieve something big, or have a perfect day. But the truth is, sacredness is not only in rare or amazing events, it is also in the ordinary things we see and do every day. When I walk through the temple garden early in the morning, I hear the sound of birds and the wind moving through the trees. These are simple things, but when I truly pay attention, I feel something deep and powerful. It is not loud or exciting. It is gentle, quiet, but it touches the heart. Many people rush through life. They look at their phones while eating. They talk but do not listen. They walk quickly and do not notice the sky, the ground, or their own breath. When we live like this, we miss so much beauty. We miss the sacred. To see the sacred in the ordinary, we must slow down. We must look, not just with our eyes, but with our heart. The way light shines on a wooden floor, the way steam rises from a bowl of soup, the way someone's eyes soften when they smile. These are all small things, but they are not small if we see them clearly. A sacred life is not far away. It is here, in this moment, in your hands, in your breath, in the way you open a door or close your eyes at night. You do not have to go somewhere else to find it. Just open yourself to the beauty that is already around you, and it will appear. Many people think that washing dishes is boring. It is just a chore, something to finish quickly. But if we look more deeply, even washing dishes can become something meaningful. It can be a moment of calm, a moment to return to ourselves. When I wash dishes, I feel the warm water on my hands. I see the light reflect on the plate. I hear the soft sound of water falling into the sink. These are small details, but they bring me back to this moment. They remind me that I am alive, and that this simple task has value. We often think that peace comes when we are doing nothing, but sometimes peace comes when we do something slowly, with care. Washing a bowl is not only about cleaning it, it is about touching the present moment, being here, not somewhere else in our mind. Of course, thoughts may come. We might remember something we forgot to do, or start to plan tomorrow. That is natural, but we can gently return to the water, the bowl, the feeling in our hands, over and over again. Each time we return, we are choosing to live in the now. A clean dish becomes a symbol. It shows that care is given, that attention was offered. This is not just about dishes. It is about how we meet each moment, with presence, with respect. Next time you wash something, do not rush. Feel the water. Notice the shape of the object. Let that moment be enough. It is not just about the dish. It is about how we live. Even the simplest task can become sacred if we are truly there. Walking is something we do every day. From the moment we wake up, we move from one place to another. Often, we do not think about it. We walk quickly to get things done. But have you ever listened to the sound of your own footsteps? When I walk through the temple halls, the floor makes a soft sound under my feet. Sometimes the wood creaks gently. Sometimes I hear the soft tapping of sandals. These sounds are quiet, but they are full of life. Each step is like a small bell, reminding me, you are here. We usually walk to go somewhere. But what if the walk itself is enough? What if each step is not just a way to reach a place, but a way to be alive? Try walking a little slower than usual. Feel your feet touch the ground. Notice the rhythm of your steps. You may hear things you never noticed before, the way gravel shifts under your shoes, or how your steps echo in a hallway. These are not just background sounds. They are a part of your life. Walking in this way is not about doing something special. It is about seeing what is already there, the ground that holds you, the body that carries you, the simple act of moving forward, step by step. Sometimes life feels heavy, but when we take one careful step, then another, we remember we don't need to carry everything at once. Just one step, then another. That is enough. Each footstep can be a prayer, a quiet expression of gratitude. The sacred is not only in temples, it is also in your steps, wherever you go. Rain is often seen as something that gets in the way. People complain about wet clothes or cancelled plans. But rain is not a problem. It is a teacher. And like many good teachers, it speaks softly, if we are willing to listen. When rain begins to fall on the temple roof, I stop and notice. Each drop is like a note in a quiet song. It falls on the leaves, the stones, the earth. The sound is gentle, and it brings a kind of stillness. Even the birds seem to pause and listen. Rain teaches us to slow down. On rainy days, we walk more carefully. We stay inside and look out the window. There is less noise, less rush. These are moments when the world invites us to be still, to observe. Rain also shows us that not everything is under our control. We cannot make the clouds go away. We cannot tell the sky when to be clear, but we can accept the rain. We can let it fall. This is a lesson in patience, a lesson in trust. When I stand beneath the eaves of the temple and watch the rain fall, I do not wish it to stop. I simply stand and breathe. The world becomes soft. Even time feels slower. And in that quiet moment, I see that the rain is not outside of me. It is part of this life, part of this body, part of this breath. So next time it rains, don't just run for cover. Listen, watch. Let the rain speak to you. It will not give you answers, but it may show you something more important. That peace can fall from the sky, one drop at a time. A cup of tea may seem like a small thing. We drink it without thinking, while reading, watching a screen, or talking to someone. But a cup of tea can hold much more than just liquid. It can hold stillness. It can hold presence. When I prepare tea in the morning, I do it slowly. I boil the water, choose the cup, and place the leaves with care. I watch the steam rise as the water pours. There is nothing loud or exciting, but in this quiet action, I feel calm. I feel grounded. Drinking tea is not just about taste. It is about being with the moment, the warmth of the cup in your hands, the scent rising with the steam, the way the liquid moves across your tongue. These are not details to rush past. They are doors to something deeper. When you sit with a cup of tea, you are not doing nothing. You are being. The tea gives you a reason to pause, to rest, to be alive without needing to be busy. Sometimes people say they don't have time for peace. But peace is not something you schedule. It is something you allow. Even 5 minutes with a cup of tea, if taken with attention, can open the heart. The tea does not need to be perfect. It can be too hot, too weak, or from a simple bag. What matters is how you meet it, with care, with respect, with presence. The sacred is not always grand. Sometimes it is warm and quiet and held in 2 hands. So next time you drink tea, let it be more than just a drink. Let it be a moment that reminds you, life is here, and it is enough. Many people feel tired of doing the same things every day. Cooking, cleaning, working. These tasks repeat again and again. Some say, it's boring, or I want something new. But repetition is not our enemy. It can be our teacher. At the temple, I sweep the same path each morning. The leaves fall again every night, and each morning I sweep them away. Some may ask, why keep doing it if they just fall again? But in this simple action, I find something deep. Repetition is not empty if you are present. When I sweep, I feel the weight of the broom in my hands. I see how the sunlight touches each leaf. I hear the quiet sound of the bristles on stone. Each sweep is not the same. Each moment is fresh. We often think that new things are more exciting, but excitement fades. What lasts is the ability to meet each moment, even a repeated one, with fresh eyes. This is not easy, but it brings a quiet strength. When we do something over and over again, we begin to see more. A cook learns the sound of a perfect boil. A parent knows the soft sigh of a sleeping child. A gardener understands when the soil is ready. These are deep knowings, and they come from repetition. Life repeats itself. Sunrise, heartbeat, breath. These are not boring. They are beautiful. They remind us that we are part of something steady, something alive. So when you find yourself doing the same thing again, try not to rush. Look closer. Feel deeper. What seems ordinary may have a hidden depth. The sacred is not always found in something new. Sometimes it reveals itself only when we return again and again, with care. People often think that communication is all about words. We focus on what to say, how to explain, how to respond. But sometimes what is not said carries more truth. Silence is not empty. It is full of meaning, if we are willing to hear it. When I speak with someone, I do not rush to fill every pause. I let silence sit between the words. It is in that space where feelings often rise. A look, a breath, a quiet moment. These can say what words cannot. In daily life, we are surrounded by noise, music, traffic, voices, notifications. We become used to constant sound, so when silence comes, it can feel strange or uncomfortable. But silence is not a mistake. It is part of life, just like sound. Think of music. Without the space between notes, there is no melody. In the same way, our words need space to breathe, and so do we. Sometimes, sitting with a loved one in silence says, "I am here with you." No explanation is needed. Sometimes walking quietly through a forest or sitting on a bench is enough. The silence becomes a gentle presence, a reminder that life is not always about doing or saying. It is also about being. You do not need to fear silence. It is not a sign of weakness or emptiness. It is a doorway to something deeper. In silence, we may see ourselves more clearly. We may understand others with more kindness. Try to welcome small silences in your day. Turn off the noise for a moment. Let the silence be a companion, not a stranger. Inside that quiet, something sacred waits, not far away, but right here, between the words. One morning, I saw a single leaf on the stone path outside the temple. It had just fallen from a tree. The color had changed from green to gold, and its edges were curled. It was small and quiet, but in that leaf I saw an entire world. We often walk past things like this. A leaf, a stone, a crack in the wall. They seem unimportant. But when we stop and truly look, we realize they are not just objects. They are part of life's deep story. This leaf had lived through wind, rain, sunlight, and shadow. It had grown slowly over time. It had fed insects, moved in the breeze, and finally let go when its time came. And now it rested on the ground, not broken, but complete. Nature shows us how to live and how to let go. The leaf does not hold on when it is time to fall. It trusts the process. It becomes part of something larger, the soil, the earth, the cycle of life. When we pause to notice such small things, our hearts begin to soften. We remember that life is not only in the big events. It is also in the quiet fall of a single leaf. We don't need to understand everything. We just need to look with care. So next time you see something simple, a leaf, a stone, a shadow on the wall, stop for a moment. Let it speak to you, not with words, but with presence. In that small moment, the world may open up. The sacred is not hidden. It is waiting, right there, at your feet. All you have to do is notice. When people think of sacred things, they often imagine temples, mountains, or ancient texts. But one of the most sacred places is found in something very close, our relationships with others. Every time we speak with someone, we are meeting another human life. That person has their own story, their own joys and pains, their own dreams. Even in short conversations, something sacred can happen, if we are truly present. Often, we only half listen. We wait to speak, or we check our phones. But when we give someone our full attention, we are offering something rare and precious. We are saying, "I see you. You matter." That is a sacred act. Even ordinary moments, sharing a meal, sitting in silence, greeting someone at the door, can carry deep meaning. It is not about saying the perfect thing. It is about being real, being kind, being there. Sometimes relationships are difficult. People hurt each other, even without meaning to. But these moments also carry lessons. They show us where we hold pain, where we need to grow, where we are still learning how to love. In my years as a monk, I've seen that the most powerful moments are often the quiet ones, when someone listens without judgment, forgives without being asked, or simply stays beside another in silence. The sacred is not far away. It is in the way you look into someone's eyes, in the way you say thank you, in the way you hold space for someone who is struggling. If we treat our relationships with care, like we would treat something fragile and beautiful, they will reveal their true nature. And in that nature, we may find something holy, soft, honest, and deeply alive. In this life, we often search for meaning in faraway places. We imagine that peace, beauty, and wisdom are found only in distant lands or great experiences. But what I have learned, again and again, is that the sacred is already here. It is in the steam rising from your morning cup, in the footsteps that echo down a hallway, in the sound of rain on your window. These are not small things, they are invitations. Each one calls us back to ourselves, to this moment, to the quiet truth that we are part of something much greater than we can see. To live with this awareness does not require special knowledge or long study. It only asks for one thing, that we pay attention, that we open our eyes, soften our hearts, and meet the ordinary with care. When we begin to notice what is already around us, we may feel something shift. We may feel more rooted, more connected. Life will still bring its joys and its sorrows, but within both we may find a gentle light, a sacredness that asks nothing from us but our presence. If you have walked with me through these reflections, I thank you. Your time is valuable, and it means much to know you have spent some of it here. To those who have left kind comments, shared your thoughts, or supported this channel through likes, subscriptions, super thanks, or membership, you have my deep gratitude. Your presence helps this space grow into a place of quiet and connection across language and across distance. May your day be filled with small wonders, and may you continue to find the sacred exactly where you are.